I think that there'd be people who would want to sort of take up arms to take their country back. Do you see that potential?
Well, I would hope that would never happen. But read this after the question you just asked. A well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So our founding fathers knew that someday that this country would go down the road that they didn't want it to. But they wanted to keep their citizens armed so it would never happen. And so this is always a...
There's a lot of anger and disaffection around Jerry's dinner table.
Hey, I'm Jerry Sheridan. I'm running for sheriff here in Maricopa County. Nice meeting you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Jerry Sheridan, running for sheriff in Maricopa County. Hi, I'm Jerry. Hey, I'm Jerry. I'm running for sheriff here in Maricopa County.
With the primary just a few days away, Jerry is making a campaign appearance with his core demographic.
Did I get your vote?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, very good. You want to protect your Second Amendment rights, I'm the guy.
People here are looking to candidates like Jerry and Donald Trump to represent their idea of what America ought to be. In these parts, there's disillusionment with modern America, anger at the Democrat-led federal government, and widespread buy-in to the unsubstantiated allegations that the 2020 election was stolen.
2020 was stolen, obviously. There's too much evidence to say it wasn't.
If it eventuated that Kamala Harris won the election, would you suspect that there was some funny business going on there?
Absolutely.
I want him to get in bad. It's almost as important as getting Trump in to get him in.
Okay, well, we're voting for him.
Yeah.
This is Richard Mack. He's a former sheriff who has endorsed Jerry.
We will not survive Kamala Harris.
No.
The Constitution's already on her deathbed.
You know, things are going to hell. Things are going to hell.
He's also the founder of a controversial group. He's a former sheriff who
Will not survive Kamala Harris.
No.
The Constitution's already on her deathbed.
You know, things are going...
We will not survive Kamala Harris.
No.
The Constitution's already on her deathbed.
You know, things are going to hell. Things are going to hell.
controversial group called the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, the CSPOA.
Well, this is what I do now. I go around teaching about what you and I were just talking about. I teach the Constitution to law enforcement and public officials. Yeah. So, do we follow and enforce the United States Constitution? Well, I make sure we do.
Well, that's the kind of person that we need.
Thanks,
You're
man.
the kind of guy we need, buddy. Well, listen.
All right, have a
you
safe
got our
trip.
vote.
Thank you,
You
sir.
got our vote, sir.
Thank you.
You got our vote.
Okay,
Thanks again.
the sheriff is the top executor of the law. Well, he can defend the people from the abuse and the oppression and the bullying of the federal government. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're in government, doesn't matter if they're a street criminal. Violate the law, you will be investigated and we will correct you. Violate the law, you will be investigated and we will correct you. This is the most powerful 10th Amendment decision in the history of America. This is powerful, powerful stuff. It proves that the federal government is not our boss. Okay, so first of all, we're not a democracy. We never have been. We never intended.
Mac has invited me to one of his CSPOA training seminars.
And let's see, now why did they prosecute Trump?
He says he's delivered this session to hundreds of sheriffs in at least 13 states. The Arizona Center for Investigative Reporting says it's state-approved and taxpayer-funded in at least 6 of those states, and that the CSPOA also has supporters who sit on 3 state boards in charge of law enforcement training standards.
So we're not We're not picking on blacks anymore. So they say, unless they believe the wrong things, and then we'll go after them too. But really, who in our government, who in our country are being attacked or censored or demeaned or bullied? Which groups?
White middle class.
How about Catholics? Have they been attacked?
Yes.
Christians?
Yes.
You mentioned that. And so, where do we go? Where do the people of Maricopa County or any other county go when government becomes venile, oppressive, and abusive?
To their sheriff.
And I hope that's the answer. Not only should we disobey unjust laws, and that's all of us, but what if your sheriff is standing next to you when you're committing those acts of civil disobedience? How about just with gun control alone? You don't think Kamala's coming for your guns?
Oh, yes, she is.
The sheriffs are going to have to make a big decision. Let's talk about election fraud. The greatest election fraud happening in our country right now, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If government ever becomes destructive of those ends, it is the right of the people, it is the duty of the people to throw off such government. Not vote it out, throw off. And so I do not advocate and never have advocated violence. But tell me what America looks like if Kamala Harris is being sworn in as president. Our Constitution cannot afford one more destructive force.
But weeks out from the presidential election, when democracy is said to be on the ballot in America, what happens when these fringe ideas are repackaged for mainstream appeal?
What we have, unfortunately, is a situation of people with great authority, with weapons, people that the citizens have to follow their